it's Monica Sorensen, and this is my Ka-POW Life update for you. Wanted to let you know that this past week I've really been focusing hard on finding balance and getting myself to maintain my lowest body set weight between 128 to 130, and I've done it. So I really want to share with you what this past week has been like, what learning lessons I have learned in this fasting, last fasting round. So I hope that the information I bring here can inspire you and help you avoid some of the mistakes that I realized I had been making. I think it's really easy to get into extremes, and a lot of people will take things to the extremes. I really thought that I had my fasting patterns down and my fasting lifestyle down, but even I realized this last week that I really took things to an extreme. So I want to share this with you. I have been doing, it's been about 7 weeks now, so it's taken me 7 weeks altogether to go from 144 pounds down to 128. 7 weeks of doing 72-hour cycles. And I started getting in this pattern, especially the last probably 3 weeks, where I would get down to a target. I'd be at that close to my 130 mark. That was my goal. So I'd be at like 132, 131, which the pounds don't really matter, but I'd be almost to my goal, and then I'd have a refeed. And I would see a huge fluctuation in my weight. It's normal to see a half a pound to 1.5 pound weight gain. That's typical and normal. Well, I was seeing upwards of 4 pounds sometimes. And so then I would be in this cycle of starting over and over again. And these cycles of doing 72 hours or 48 hours really should be a temporary phase of doing them until you can get to a point where you're maintaining with 24-hour fasts regularly. What I was doing is I was getting in that zone. I can be very disciplined. I can be very focused, almost obsessed, which there can be a positive obsession, I think with people who are in the bodybuilding world and in training, we really do get in this zone where we are focused on what we want to achieve. That's good, but with any positive, there can always be a negative. And what I had done is taking my extreme focus to that extreme by pushing so hard, pushing my body to the ultimate stress level by drinking as little water as possible. When if you're fasting, you know that is a no-no. But I was taking very little water in, so my electrolytes were very low. I do use snake juice. I follow Michelene Adamo's protocol for the snake diet. So I was really decreasing my water too much. I was doing an hour of cardio every day during my fasting period, so it was 3 days, right? Plus following it with at least 30 minutes of dry sauna. So I was really tapping out my body. I would go for my refeed and I was famished and I was so thirsty. I couldn't get enough water. So my body was sucking up that water. And I could not feel satiated. I would eat, and kind of the common knowledge is eat until you're full. My body, I couldn't feel full, and I would feel full, but I would still have this urge to consume more carbohydrates. I would have berries. I would have mostly fruit and put cream in my fruit. So that would see huge weight fluctuations on my refeeds, and it continued to be this pattern: unreal cravings, sugar cravings, overeating, feeling really exhausted, feeling really anxious and stressed, and being like, oh, I've got to start my next 72. Oh, I'll nail it this time. And I would go on the same pattern. And the last 72-hour fast I had about a week and a half ago, I had my consultation with Michelene. It was kind of a come to Jesus meeting because I've got a deadline to hit. I'm planning on competing, but we had to get me to a certain point and I just wasn't getting to the target. And the last round, it was really alarming. I had gained 6 pounds after a refeed. And then I even broke my fasting pattern. And basically it was, I've got one more round to hit my target because my time frame is getting minimal. And if anyone who has coached someone, which I have, and you're with someone at a period of time that their body, they're just not responding, one or the other needs to throw in a towel. It's exhausting for the person who's working towards that goal, and it's exhausting for a coach when you are doing everything that you can to achieve a result for a client, and it's just not happening. So I had that feeling like this is it. And then Michelene said something to me, and she said, when you're fasting the right way, your body works for you. The weight just comes off. So what are we doing? What was I doing wrong? And I realized I really was just so exhausting my body that my cortisol levels were through the roof. I can remember the last time I went into the gym, and it was before my last refeed where I had that huge fluctuation. And guys, I was almost in tears. I was going to the gym with my husband and I wanted to hit that mark so bad. I hadn't eaten for 3 days. I was doing a soft dry fast that last day before my refeed, but really the 2 days before I hardly drank anything. So my body was tapped out. And so she reminded me, when you're fasting the right way, your body is naturally going to respond. The weight will just fall off. So I really had to be truthful with myself. And so the first 72 hours I went into, I committed to myself that I was going to hydrate. And I was going to make sure I had my electrolytes through snake juice. So I hydrated for 2 days, did my cardio, did some dry sauna, did some body weight training on those snake juice days, and then into my refeed day, I rested. I let my body rest. And guess what? 6 pounds off like that. Had a refeed, and I didn't have sugar cravings. I didn't have carb cravings. I had really no hunger up to my refeed. I was satisfied with less during my meals. My emotions were balanced. My stress level was down, and I was having better sleep. And that was after one 72-hour period of doing it right. Bling, light bulb moment. Because I was hydrated and I had enough electrolytes, my body wasn't craving electrolytes from eating more food. And I really think that the sugar cravings was my body just trying to get the, what is it, serotonin. I think there's electrolytes and carbs for energy in that fruit. And so it was craving that. When I fasted the right way and had my electrolyte levels correct, all of that went away. And I really think my cortisol level was down by decreasing the stress and the pressure that I was putting myself under, and decreasing the stress to my body by dehydrating it and pushing it so hard every day and letting my body rest. It became balanced, which was that last video that I posted. So huge learning lesson. And from that 72 hours of feeling really good, I moved into 4 48-hour cycles, because our goal was then to continue to bring my weight down a little bit more. My target was 128, which I've reached. But I did the same pattern. 1 day of fasting, of really hydrating and giving myself the electrolytes. Going into my refeed day, I rested. On my snake juice days, on my hydrating days, I worked out, I did my cardio, I did some dry sauna. Into my refeed day, I let my body rest. I took an Epsom salt bubble bath. I didn't stress out over it, and the weight continued to drop. Guess what? On my refeeds, 4 times in a row, it went up 1 pound. My weight went up 1 pound because my cells weren't needing to absorb all of the water that it was lacking. And I wasn't having to overeat. So I was right on course. And now I'm so excited to go into this next phase. And guess what? Because I hit my target, that long period of fasting phase for now is over. Now I get to eat once a day. I'm doing OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I'm so looking forward to that. So grateful for my coach, Michelene Adamo, for helping me get that light bulb to come on and realize what I was doing was defeating the purpose of what we do fasting for anyway. This long periods of fasting should be temporary. It's about getting your body to heal. It's about getting your hormones balanced, about getting the weight to come off. And what I was doing was exactly the opposite of the whole reason I was going into this. And I was creating more problems for myself. So when I hear some of my good friends out there in social media and we're connected, and I hear you go, I'm going to push really hard for this 30 days. Guys, it doesn't have to be that hard. You can be gentle on your body and let your body work for you. And you don't have cravings. You're not anxious. It's not stressful. The weight will come off, and then very quickly you can move into that 1 meal a day of maintenance. And it's exciting. And now I know I can do it. And I'm really excited about this next step. So I hope that you learned from this. I know this was a little bit long, but please be gentle with yourself. Make good choices. Don't overstress your body. Hydrate your body. Get your electrolytes, because that's going to keep your stress levels down. It's going to keep your cravings down, and it'll be like gliding through your fast. So excited for this next stage. I'm going to keep you posted. Here we go, bikini competition. And really quickly, keep subscribing to my channel for my updates. I'm excited to share more of what I'm going to be doing. And make sure that you follow Michelene Adamo on Instagram at Michelene Adamo. Subscribe to her channel here on YouTube, Snake Diet Michelene and Ka-POW Michelene, because we've got some exciting workouts online. And she's got some great Ka-POW body workouts that you can follow. And be alerted to her VIP Snake Diet Michelene coaching. That's how I met her, and it's been the best thing I ever did. So subscribe to her channel, subscribe to mine, follow us on Instagram, find her on Facebook as well, Michelene Adamo, Snake Diet Michelene Adamo. So thanks for tuning in.